Good evening, this is Eswatini TV News at 8. I am Netele Sitole alongside Zamanzi Manze. First up, let's have a look at our top stories. The Prime Minister strongly condemns the brutal killing of police officers and arson attacks on government infrastructures, including Tinkhundla centers. The Ministry of Natural Resources and Energy has discovered a new mineral under the copper-nickel-platinum group elements. The Minister for Health says the government of Eswatini has improved the number of highly qualified anesthetists in the country. Glad you could join us. The Prime Minister Cleopas Dlamini strongly condemns the brutal killing of police officers and arson attacks on government infrastructures, including Tinkhundla centers. The Prime Minister said this during a press briefing held at Cabinet offices in Babani.
I wish to pass my sincere condolences to the families, relatives, and colleagues of the two police officers who were killed in the most cruel manner. Your loss is a loss to the nation which you selflessly served with dedication and commitment to the last day of your lives. Whilst a few criminal elements perceive you as their enemy because of your stand on the way of their evil intentions, the majority of Eswatini regard you as their heroes, their protectors, and their last hope against the wave of terrorism that the country is faced with. It is said that these police officers and several others before them have laid down their lives whilst on the duty protecting their fellow Eswatini. They were breadwinners in their homes and are leaving behind widows and orphans in their wake. This cannot benefit Eswatini in any way, as it puts further strain to an already suffering population and economy. I also wish to condemn in the strongest terms the irrational, sustained arson attacks on Tinkhundla centers. While these criminals and their masters do not seem to understand is that Tinkhundla government is more than just the physical structures, but it is a political system that is entrenched in the political fabric of Eswatini. It is not physical but cultural. It cannot be destroyed. Government unequivocally condemns all acts, methods, and practices of terrorism.
The Ministry of Natural Resources and Energy has discovered a new mineral under the copper-nickel-platinum group elements. This has been revealed by the Acting Minister of Natural Resources and Energy, Jablan Mabuza, during the briefing on the findings of the multidisciplinary geoscience mapping survey in the Manzini and Oho region, which cost government 17.2 million emalangeni. The survey started in the second half of last year, ending in April this year.
Gold mineralization is confirmed in areas northwest of the country. It stretches from Singizini area in the north to Lomati, the current Lomati mine lease, Lohumaneni area, and Forbes Reef area, and Kobolondo area, as much as some of the areas were known. A much bigger deposit size has been identified from the models. Iron ore targets were identified from various areas north of the current Ngwenya iron ore mine. 3 of the deposits lie in the Malolocha Game Park, being Makonjwa, Hills, and Lohumaneni. There is another target north of the current Lomati mine. Interpretation of the collected data revealed a large area of otherwise unknown copper-nickel-platinum groups elements. and this is split in 3 target areas, being Siphoxosini, Mhlambanyati, and Lamgabi Luyemo area. 3 diamond targets have been revealed from the survey surrounding the dormant Togolwabo diamond mine. This survey has drastically improved government's understanding of the geological terrain northwest of the country. From here going forward, ground truthing will commence.
The Minister for Public Service, Mabulala Masego, says mind education has the potential to improve quality leadership. The Minister says a clean mindset increases transparency and accountability. Masego was speaking during the mind education workshop held in Eswatini.
The Minister of Public Service facilitated a workshop for senior government officials to train them on mind education. Speaking during the second day of the meeting, the Minister for Public Service, Mabulala Masego, says mind education will help the officials to break free from different limitations.
The objectives of the workshops are to, 1, improve quality of leadership and to enable managers to nurture leaders of the next generation with a mindset of public service excellence. To cultivate a mindset that overcomes one's limitations and frame of thought, challenging themselves and opening up infinite possibilities. Instill a healthy mindset that allows participants to break free from addictions.
Pastor David Gang from the IYF says mind education has the potential of bringing positive change. Pastor Gang says the institution hopes to provide local officials with the opportunity to train Korean officials. For Eswatini TV News, Sondomlangeni, Temba Shabangu, Ezulwini.
Minister of Public Works and Transport, Chief Ndladla Ndwandwe, says government will install solar-powered streetlights along the Ngwenya to Manzini Highway. The existing streetlights have not been functional for a long time due to copper theft. The minister says installing the solar streetlights will be quite the solution.
Government looks to be aiming to hit 2 birds with 1 stone through the move to install solar-powered streetlights along the Manzini to Ngwenya Highway. This is because Minister of Public Works and Transport, Chief Ndladla Ndwandwe, says they will save energy while also solve the problem of copper theft. The minister says driving along this road at night is not easy because the street lights are not working. He also says this road has missed at times because of its altitude. The minister also says they saw it proper to explore solar lights and they will start with high accident zones with installations. The Ministry of Public Works and Transport has already issued 2 tender invitations for the street lighting and traffic signal maintenance along the highway. The closing date for bidders is Friday, the 21st of October 2022. For Eswatini TV News, Temgosima Vimbela with Muzim Konda, Mbabane.
The Minister for Health, Lizingosi, says the government of Eswatini has improved the number of highly qualified anesthetists in the country. The minister was speaking during the World Anesthesia Day commemoration held in Ezulwini, where she was represented by the Acting Director, Dr. Velepi Okelo.
The Kingdom of Eswatini's first commemoration for World Anesthesia Day is celebrated under the theme Medication Safety. The Minister for Health, Lizingosi, represented by the Acting Director for Health Service, Dr. Velepi Okelo, says through different initiatives, government has trained over 40 anesthesists.
The Ministry and technical partners such as WHO has continued to mobilize financial and technical resources towards improving the capacity of anesthesia and critical care services in the country. We can remember that even the small babies are now having their neonatal ICU. This is the work of support from our development partners. We can further see in the following areas of support: infrastructure and equipment. The number of operating rooms with the latest equipment has increased, which has improved the safety of our patients as they all have the essential monitoring. The number of facilities with ICU beds in the country also increased and still is on that increase, and this was even more evident during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Dr. Nimrod Matekere, representing the anesthesists, stated that they played a crucial role when the country was faced with the COVID-19 outbreak. For Eswatini TV News, Sondomlangini, Themba Shabangu, Ezulwini.
After the discovery of different minerals in the country through the Regional Airborne Geophysical Survey for Multidisciplinary Geoscience Mapping Program, the Geology Department will conduct ground geophysics for further analysis. The Chief Geologist, Dr. Nwantlego, says this analysis will determine the amount of minerals discovered and its standards.
Members of the portfolio committees in the House of Assembly and Senate, as well as the Speaker Petros Mavimbela, want to know what will happen after the Ministry of Natural Resources and Energy has discovered the different minerals in the country. They said they also want to know if these minerals are of the world required standards.
Na report sayikhona sebona ke lesi minerals akhona. Ngicela kuva ke minister ukuthi yini lelandzelako uhulumende noma litiko licabanga ini
letifundza lesicale ngato tinayo economic activity already bese leti cishe ngazuthi emehlo ahlaba phasi. Is there a specific reason ebanga ukuthi sicale ngaleli timbili?
Bebabona ukuthi le standard noma ke angathi le value of the minerals that we have le value mhlambe leso standard longakhanza athi ngile singafunakala emhlabeni.
The Chief Geologist, Dr. Nwantlego, says what will follow now is ground physics, which will further determine the standards of these minerals.
The manje siye khona le lapha kuthiwe kunje khona sente what we call ground truthing. Lapho kusista ukoleka idata high resolution layer ground geophysics, but we airborne le systems ground geophysics. We refine the data.
He explains that they started with the Manzini and Hoho regions because studies done through collecting samples in rivers in these regions revealed traces of the minerals. Dr. Ntlego further explained that they will ensure there is no illegal mining of the minerals. For Eswatini TV News, Nelson Langamandla with Mbongwa Dube, Zulwini.
Teaching Service Commission Chairman Dr. Amos Matlalela says schools should be peaceful places. Dr. Matlalela says parents are not expected to be the source of violence and disruption in schools. In the event, they do not see eye to eye with the teachers, as the regional education officers are there to attend to their issues. Dr. Matlalela has said this during an interview where he was asked about what warrants the transfer of teachers in schools, citing an example of parents who want a head teacher transferred following that pupils hallucinated and rolled on the ground on Tuesday.
In a transfer where there are allegations of misconduct, particularly on the part of the head teacher, or even on the part of a normal teacher, parents do bring up their challenges with a teacher to the school head. The school head will look at the challenges the parents are reporting and tackle the issues and try to sort it out. If it's the head teacher, the parents working through the school committee, they consult the REO and report to the REO the troubles they are facing at the school from the head teacher. The REO is well versed and well capacitated to go and investigate the challenges the parents are reporting. He or she can go or send school inspectors to determine the issue at hand.
It is important for all sectors of society to have enough information about breast and cervical cancer, hence the need to scale up interventions even in correctional institutions. This has been said by the Director of Health Services at Mawelawela Correctional Institution, Pendile Sibanze, during the sensitization event at the institution on Wednesday.
The Director of Health Services at Mawelawela Correctional Institution, Pendile Sibanze, says sensitizing inmates about breast and cervical cancer is important since they do not have access to outside information.
Sikubona kumqoka kakhulu ukuthi bamfule sibagcine ngekhathi nema surroundings mhlambe ethu angafundziseka kabanti ngema cancers because kubonakele ukuthi emhlabeni wonke nakulo live la kangwane ema cancers asabukeka asayi challenge noma asenginga kakhulu asahlupha kakhulu sibuye kona vele ukuthi non communicable diseases lokufaka ekhathi lama cancers vele asayingcinamba mhlawumbe esiveni sakangwane.
Chairperson of the board at Eswatini Breast and Cervical Cancer Network, Tobile Dlamini, says having institutions promote breast and cervical cancer awareness is important because it contributes to the end goal of eradicating these cancers.
Nyalo sinale nginga ukuthi vele seyiqala kubonakala leminyaka emincane kakhulu. So vele sekungcono lokho sibathole kuto tonke letindzawo labakude.
The World Health Organization says 506,000 cancer deaths in 2018 were from sub-Saharan Africa. Such initiatives by the department equips inmates with important knowledge about these cancers, which will help improve interventions. For Eswatini TV News, Nelson Langamandla with Mbongwa Dube, Malkans.
A UNESCO students team, which is under the UNDP and Enactus Waste Management Program, is producing mushrooms using a substrate they make from chicken feathers and eggshells. The team's operations manager, Mlambo Mtupa, says they are motivated to reduce youth unemployment by expanding their business and employing more young people.
Singakaqali nalokuqala ukuthi kumpencela amakhosi siyawadlima sayenda yona nakuthiwa i-market research sayenda i-market research sakhona kusecurisha yona i-market yethu ikakhulu nema-supermarkets kwanyalo.
Before we implemented our business, we conducted a market research and we have been able to secure a fairly good market that we supply. Because we operate from Matsapa, we supply local supermarkets like Spar and Pick and Pay. From the experience that I now have in business, I want to encourage other young people to venture into business so that they can be self-reliant and help reduce youth unemployment.
Lokwenda amabhizinisi kuphela kepha sibafundisa siyabasita nokuthi bathole abantu labantu abachubisa le business whether ama customer or ma supplier.
Enactus Marketing and Communications Officer Temalangeni Dlamini says they don't just help the students start their businesses, but they help them identify and secure markets.
Ngabe sebahambe kanganani nalokuthi ke le inhlangelo yabo bayithola le batokubhicana lokhu labakubuthako lokudibi.
The students' operations manager, Mlambo Mtupa, says the key thing about the way they produce their mushrooms is that the process protects the environment and reduces expenses for disposal. Mtupa says reusing the waste that is produced benefits the environment by lessening the need to extract resources and lowers the potential for contamination. Sifiso Ngumalo for Eswatini TV News in Matsapa.
Current climate models indicate that the effects of global warming and rising temperatures will contribute to land areas drying over. This climate change situation compels Eswatini to adopt innovative ways to harvest natural water. Benedict Bennett, who is a local farmer, has adopted an innovative way from other countries, which is a sustainable way to store food-grade water. This model is called water bladders, and Benedict explains.
What we've seen as an advantage of bladders is that irrespective of the height of your roof, you can always collect all the water that comes off your roof. It's ideal for schools, it's ideal for farming, it's ideal for churches. You have huge roof space and you can collect that water. Because right now our biggest challenges, especially in public schools, we're not even collecting that rainwater. Homesteads out in the rural areas complain about feeding from the same source as sheep and cows.
And now we'll have a look at our financial markets.
It can be.
Moving on, we'll have a look at our sports news. The International Olympics Committee is holding the 26th Annual General Assembly in South Korea, Seoul. The Kingdom of Eswatini is represented by the Eswatini Olympic and Commonwealth Games Association President Adam Bomba Mthethwa and the Chief Executive Officer Maxwell Jelly. The meeting is attended by over 187 countries who are members of the International Olympics Committee. The meeting that began on Monday was officially opened by South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol, who was followed by the International Olympics Committee President Thomas Bach. The meeting is expected to conclude this coming Saturday. In a report from the Chief Executive Officer Maxwell Jelly, who is attending the meeting in South Korea, the Eswatini Olympic movement will be exchanging ideas with different stakeholders from other countries on ways of improving local sporting codes that do take part in the Olympic Games. Lastly, the other issue to take center stage is the preparations for the 2024 Paris Olympic Games from different country members. Rope skipping as a sport under the Gymnastics Federation seems to be practiced by many, especially those looking to keep fit. Oscar Tsabetse, who is a coach of the sport who is based at the Olympia Africa Center in Lubamba, believes it is a sporting code that can benefit many of those who want to lose weight. We have a report.
So singenda kakhulu kuma nawudlala ke ibhola kakhulu kuyakusida because always yonke imidlalo kufuna ube on toes.
They believe in a short space of time that the results are quite impressive. According to the Gymnastic Federation, they are looking to work in hand with other sporting codes to use the sport as a warm-up session. For Eswatini TV Sports, Fabrice Msonera, Lubamba.
That's all for now. Before we go, let's have a look at our top stories. The Prime Minister strongly condemns the brutal killing of police officers and arson attacks on government infrastructures, including Tinkhundla centers. The Ministry of Natural Resources and Energy has discovered a new mineral under the copper-nickel-platinum group elements. The Minister for Health says the government of Eswatini has improved the number of highly qualified anesthetists in the country. And with that, we sum up our bulletin for the evening. Up next is the weather update from myself and the team. Thank you for your company. Good night.